Hi, my name is Carlos Lopez and I grew up gay in a macho culture.
Carlos lives in the city center of Gothenburg, Sweden, and he kindly invited me to his apartment to film this video.
My parents are from Peru. They are originally from Peru, but I am born here in Sweden. I thought I was 100% gay until I was like 19, and then I actually found out that I wasn't, so I would say that I am bisexual, but I prefer men though.
Carlos spent his first 7 years in Sweden, but then they moved to Peru.
I lived in Peru from I was 7 to 10. I went to school there, and they have like a very strong like macho culture, like very strong. Even when I was young, you could tell that I was a very feminine guy, and that was pretty hard. I remember one time I was with my cousins, and I have only girl cousins. We were at their place and they played with dolls, and I was with them playing like a normal kid. Well, so I thought. My uncle came into the room and he just saw us and then he left, and then my mom came into the room and she was very mad, like dragged me out of the room and told me that I shouldn't play with any feminine things and that I should play with cars. And I tried to explain to her like, this is not my home, I don't have my toys here. It was kind of hard like to always be told that you couldn't be yourself, and I actually enjoyed playing with dolls. Like, I didn't find it any more different or anything than playing with my other toys. So yeah, that was like my first experience I remember.
School was also a difficult place for Carlos.
Oh, you have like this school uniform, you know, and it's boy and girls uniform, and I actually went to a all-boy school as well, so I couldn't play with girls. I mean, I couldn't be too feminine, but I found my crew and we have fun. We play like I was Sailor Moon and the other ones were like the other ones.
And then Carlos, his brother and their mother left Peru and moved back to Sweden.
I left Peru when I was 10 with my family, and when I came here it was completely different. I mean, here you can go to school and you don't have to pay for things. Like, you get like the books and you know everything, and in Peru you pay for everything. Like, to go to school you pay, to get all the supplies you need to pay. I was a very grateful kid. I was very thankful for everything that I got, and besides I could be more myself here.
But coming out to his family wasn't easy.
I came out when I was 16 to my parents. My mom didn't take it so well. I left and I was at a friend's house for like 2 weeks, I think. She didn't talk to me at all, and then she wrote a letter to me and she said that I just want you to know that I'm going to a therapist and I'm trying to understand this. And that actually changed everything for me, because I don't expect everyone to understand, but as long as they try, that means like so much to me. And now we're super close.
Luckily, he had support from friends in school.
When I went to school here, I'm from a little town in Sweden, originally from MACHO in Småland. And I think there are like 12,000 people living in MACHO, so you kind of stand out if you're any type of special, or you know, you stand out a lot. But I had really good friends, and especially I had one friend, a guy friend, his name is Christian, and he was like super supportive, but not by saying it, just by showing it, you know. He didn't say anything to me, he was like always just there. I always remember like going through the whole school period, I was like always thinking, it doesn't matter what the other people think, because if one person that knows me, loves me, then that's enough. If my family appreciates me for who I am, they know who I am. Why do I care about anybody else? And that mentality actually made me go through the whole school period kind of easily.
He would like to share another story from that time.
So after I came out in MACHO, I was kind of public about it. I had a blog during that period of my life, and I wrote, you know, about me and my boyfriend and, you know, life in general. I had some people from MACHO that wrote to me and they were like, just so you know, I'm living under protected identity because my family didn't accept me at all, and because of it I'm in a completely different place right now and nobody knows this. Please don't tell anybody. I just want you to know that you were the inspiration for me just coming out and being me. And that has helped me also even more, because now I understand like the impact that you have, that we have, of just being ourselves can make other people be themselves.
In high school, Carlos started dating a guy in his class and they later got married, and they're still together today, and they have been for over 15 years.
Now it's different because I am married now to a guy, and my family knows. I actually never spoken. I mean, my husband has been with me in Peru, met my grandmother and my uncle, the uncle I was talking about, and all my cousins. They didn't ask me, they just knew, and we haven't actually had a parade about it yet. But I should. Now that I think about it, I should come back and have a little pride parade in Peru. I would love that.
He has also, of course, changed a lot during all these years that he's been out.
Now that I am more mature, I can go out of the box a little bit more now. For example, I think this was like 5 years ago. I was like, you know what? I want to wear nail polish, you know, I want to do my nails, and that's gonna be my thing. And then I was like always like so afraid, because I had like 3 different workplaces, and I was like, oh, what are they going to say? Maybe they're going to make fun of me or talk behind my back, and maybe I'm gonna get fired. But then I was like, you know what? If they would fire me, then that's on them, because then that's a place I don't want to belong. That's nothing I want to do with. Now I think like our generation and the generation after us, it's going so fast. So it's kind of right now the perfect time to express yourself and be yourself. And now I'm actually praised for the things that I was once bullied for, you know, the things that make me unique.
But we understand that being in that situation where you are being picked on because of who you are isn't fun. So Carlos would like to say something to you if you are in that situation.
I would actually say just stick it out. Do the best you can right now with the best options that you have. If you have a supporting friend or supporting family member, or maybe you just don't need it. Maybe you're not like me. Maybe you just need your cat, and that's fine, you know? As long as you feel that you have like that support and love from something, or even within yourself, then just stick it out, because trust me, it's gonna get better.
Carlos still has a lot of friends from when he grew up.
The real friends that I have now are the ones that actually were with me from the start. They know my path, they know my struggle from then. Some of them actually have talked to me now, because I have a lot of heterosexual guy friends, and they are like, you know what, I'm sorry that I didn't stick up for you. I heard people talk about you and I never even said anything. And I'm like, you know what, that doesn't matter to me. That's your path of life, you know? You couldn't stick up for someone back then. And they're like, yeah, but I would any time of the day. If anyone would say anything today, I would like stick up for you or anyone else, you know? And that's mind-opening to me, because they don't see my struggle and I don't see their struggle, because that's a struggle too. You can't like ignore that one. I mean, it's actually hard to be a friend with someone that is gay, and maybe even openly gay, and stick up for them when you're that young. But to do that, that's impressive to me. I have like super respect for them for doing that, for just coming and allowing me to take part of their path, you know?
Nowadays, Carlos never gets picked on because he's queer, and this is his theory on why.
I mean, we live in Gothenburg. It's like the second biggest city in Sweden, and I have been wearing like nail polish, and I'm not like covering it up anything. Like if I wear makeup, I wear makeup. And I also before lived in the suburbs, and I was like always like, someone is going to pick on me, someone's going to say something. I was always ready, but nobody does. Like, I think it's all about how you are, you know? Don't show that you're afraid. Don't show that even if you are, like, pretend like, okay, I'm doing this and this is me, and just have that mentality, and you will see that others will respect that.
We're going to wrap up by listening to Carlos reflecting on his relationship with his mother.
One of the things that hurt me the most is that, and now that I've talked to my mother about this later, I told her like the thing that impacted me most and that hurt me the most is that I've always been behind you. Like when you left my father, when you got into a new relationship, I was always there by your side. No questions asked. I was always there unconditionally for you. And I just would have hoped that you would have been there for me as well. But I'm glad, I mean, the end result is good. We are super nice to each other now, and we have a super. Actually, she was telling me like a couple of days ago. I have a little brother that is like 14 years younger than me, and he was like, "I'm not doing this, la la la. I'm not gay, just so you know." And she was like, "You know what? I have done that mistake before. I'm not doing it again. You can be whoever you want to be." And just that she told me this story, it's so full of love, you know, and the path that we have gone through to get here, so that she actually wouldn't have a problem with another of her sons being that. I mean, it's kind of beautiful.
If you enjoyed watching that video, please like, comment, subscribe and share the video. I really appreciate you showing your love in that way. If you also want to support the channel financially, that's possible via Patreon, but really no pressure. See you next time!